Mayor Abner with the Mayor's Minute recap of our Tuesday, January 17th workshop and our Monday, January 23rd special meeting on election reform. Mayor and Council had a public meeting on resolution number 2022-01, a resolution of the Mayor and Council of Federalsburg amending Article 4 and Article 5 of the Federalsburg Town Charter to amend the process for appointing certain employees. Based on discussions at our November workshop, the resolution changes the amount of time allowed for an appointment to selected town positions, as well as the positions to be appointed by the mayor and council after an election. Previously, it was the first Monday after an election. Mayor and council voted to adopt resolution number 2022-01, which states appointments will need to be made within 60 days of an election. Modifications will also be made to the personnel manual with the items removed from the resolution as to what belongs in the personnel manual as opposed to the charter. The full resolution can be found at www.townoffederalsburg.org. Mayor and Council also received a comprehensive financial review report for the town of Federalsburg from Jennifer Dirksen from Davenport & Company. Now bear with me, as this material is not flashy, but it is vital for residents to understand where we are and where we are trying to get to. To be successful, we need to begin with the end in mind and work on a plan to get there. Davenport & Company was commissioned by the town of Federalsburg to prepare a comprehensive financial review for the town. The goal of the comprehensive financial review is to provide the town's key stakeholders, including senior staff, elected officials, and the public, with a perspective and overview of the town's financial-related strengths and challenges. With the findings of the comprehensive review in place, the town will be positioned to understand in greater depth the financial pressures currently facing the general fund and water and sewer fund, including recommendations on how to improve the fiscal health of these funds moving forward, adopt or enhance policy guidelines that will serve as guideposts for key town decision makers, and perform multi-year financial and capital planning. Budgets for municipalities generally contain three parts: general or operating fund, the enterprise fund, which is the water and sewer fund, is designed to break even, and capital projects. The town's available general fund balance has declined by 18.5% over the last 5 years to $269,184, or 11% of the budgeted general fund expenditures for the following year. This reduction in reserves is primarily due to an unbudgeted transfer to the Water and Sewer Fund in fiscal year 2020, since rates have not been increased since 2018. The town also had another smaller unbudgeted transfer to the Water and Sewer Fund in fiscal year 2021. And if these transfers continue, there will be likely an additional negative impact to the financial health of the general fund. While the town adopted a reserve policy in January 2021, to maintain a general operating contingency of at least 15% of general fund expenditures of the following year's general fund and annual operating and capital budgets, the town's reserve position has remained below its policy in 3 of the last 5 years. In addition to the town's current 15% policy, is still below the 2 months of operating expenditures, 17%, that the Government Finance Officers Association recommends as industry standard. Property taxes are the most stable and reliable source of revenue and is the town's largest revenue source, representing approximately 71% of total revenues as of fiscal year 2021, which was down 75% from fiscal year 2017. While property taxes have only grown by 1.8% over the last 5 years, the town's 2 largest expenditures, community developments and public safety, have increased by 15.5% in the same time period. Debt service coverage has declined since fiscal year 2017 to 0.74 times, which means the Water and Sewer Fund is not self-supporting. It should be at least 1.0 for coverage. This reduced coverage is being driven by a 44.8% reduction in net revenues as rates have remained unchanged. Debt service has remained relatively constant over the last 5 years. You can see from the display where we are in fiscal year 2021 and the deficit that we are running based off of the Water and Sewer Fund. The town's Water and Sewer Fund cash position has declined significantly, representing a low 7 DCOH as the fiscal year 2021. The cash position is well below the 1 to 3-month range recommended by the American Water Works Association, Water Environment Federation, ICMA, and GFOA. With limited revenue growth expected over the near term, the town will have to either cut expenditures or raise revenues to ensure the town's healthy financial position is maintained and no additional draws or reserves occur. The goal is to do something long term with some modeling to increase our revenue through smart strategic growth, but in some cases, raising water and sewer rates may be needed to offset the transfers from the general fund to the water and sewer fund. Why can't we have nice things, you ask? Overall, our town is saddled with over $5.5 million in debt. Starting out of the gate, every fiscal year, debt obligations total $774,000. About 30% of our budget goes to pay off debt. This is a priority to get our bills paid, so they come first. Listed on the table are the current debts owed and the maturity dates, as well as the date the debt was incurred. The current mayor and council and town leadership understand the importance of not incurring any more debt and have worked very hard to only add one item to the list in which the town was already obligated to from a grant from a prior administration. On the plus side, you can see the largest debts start to fall off in 2027 and 2028, making 2029 a better year for funding the want-tos instead of the have-tos. The full reports, detailed and summary, can be found at www.townoffederalsburg.org under Finance and Capital Projects. Scroll down to Comprehensive Financial Review Report. Both links are there for the executive summary and the detail. On the heels of the financial report, we rolled into our fiscal year 2023-2024 draft budget overview, as budget planning has been occurring over the last few months. Mayor and Council also approved the posting of requests for proposals for the work at the Marina Park Wetlands Project, as well as work on 115 to 117 North Main Street, both of which are funded by grants. On January 23rd, we held a special meeting on election reform, including charter amendments and proposed districts. The meeting was full of honest and insightful dialogue with residents and stakeholders in attendance. Discussion included charter amendments to make the mayor a 4-year term, align town election day with even-numbered years with state and federal elections while still being staggered, and changing the years of residency to run for office from 3 to 1. We also looked at a proposed 2-district system and had candid discussions on the positives and negatives of districts in a small town. Mayor and Council were presented with a problem, and we are looking for the best way to solve the problem where there is equal representation for all of our residents in all of the town of Federalsburg. There's more to come on this topic, so stay tuned. As a few reminders, we will be holding a strategic planning session on Sunday, February 5th, starting at 1 p.m. The link will be posted the Wednesday before the meeting for our Zoom, or you can attend in person in chambers. Please mark your calendar for our official bicentennial events, which include the bicentennial kickoff on Saturday, March 4th, which is the free community event unveiling our 13 decorated sturgeon and a scavenger hunt. Our bicentennial festival on Saturday, May 20th, which is a free community event scheduled for 2 to 9 downtown, which will have rides, vendors, live music, and a parade. The Bicentennial Gala, which will be held on Saturday, September 23rd at Northwest Fork Dock downtown, featuring dinner and dancing on the river, and our last official Bicentennial Farewell on Friday, December 1st, which is another free community event. The events are posted on Facebook, and more details can be found on our Federalsburg 200 Years Facebook page and www.200yearsinthemaking.net. That's it for our meeting recaps. Thank you and have a great week.